and it's a Bankruptcy Nerd Alert Live. The numbers for March and for Q1 of 2025 have come in for bankruptcy. And I know there's all kinds of other things going on with the market and things right now, but I'm a bankruptcy nerd. And so I'm going to talk about bankruptcy and nerdy things. So the numbers came in for March filings, and most of the press releases were focused on the commercial side of things. I did some digging and pulled up the consumer side or the individual side as well. And overall, for Chapter 11 filings from March 24 to March 25, it increased to 20%. So pretty big jump in filings from year over year. And then when it came to individual filings, overall bankruptcy filings were up 18%, it looked like. Total bankruptcies between 2024 and 2025. And Chapter 7 had the highest increase for the individual side of things, which is normal. There usually is more Chapter 7 filings than Chapter 13 for non-businesses. That makes sense. But overall was 13% for all filings, 18% increase for Chapter 7, and 20% for commercial Chapter 11s. So lots of interesting things out there with those numbers. As I talked about last month, we talked about the February filings and why those numbers were so messed up, because there was a case in 2024 that had a whole bunch of affiliated cases with it. So if you didn't see that live, go check that one out. But some things that I like to focus on when we talk about all these numbers is it doesn't mean anything to talk about the percentages if you don't know where we've been. And so I did put together a table. I'm not going to flash numbers up on the screen. This was just more of a quick live for my bankruptcy nerdy discussion. And as we were going through like 2015 through 2019, filings were pretty, I would say, even. There were some, and I'm looking more at the individual side. So this is non-business I ran the numbers for, because corporate side is a little bit different, and I'm mostly focused on helping individuals anyway. And so 2016 was down 5% from the year before. 2017 was up 4%. So again, even numbers were coming pretty much even 2016 through 2019. I will say in private practice, the first quarter of 2020 before COVID was my highest revenue quarter ever in bankruptcy. And things were very much trending up in the first quarter of 2020. And then when COVID hit, that's when it tanked. So looking at March of 2020, filings were down 15% from where they were the previous year. March of 2021, filings were down 31%. And I've talked about this before, where a lot of people assumed that bankruptcy would be booming. That's why I had an online course for attorneys who wanted to add bankruptcy. I launched it like the second week of COVID, because so many people were calling me to try to add bankruptcy. And then the stimulus, all of the bailouts, all of the economic things that were done that held off trouble actually had a reverse effect, because bankruptcy on bankruptcy filings, because people weren't filing bankruptcy. So 2021 March was 31% down from March of 2020, which was already significantly decreased. And then 2022 was another 17% down. So bankruptcy filings had really, really dropped during the March of 2020 through the end of 2022. Then 2023, and some of the funding sources and the eviction protection and foreclosures, all of those things started kicking in depending on where you're in the country. And so 2023, we were up 17% in March. 2024 was up 5%. And now 2025 is up to 13%. So right now in 2025, by the number of filings that are out there, we are back around where the 2020 range was. So definitely picking back up. If you're looking to add bankruptcy as a practice area, now is a time to get in and learn, because I don't anticipate it slowing down. I also, in that same press release that came out this morning, and that was from ABI and Epic, I get daily alerts on bankruptcies. The other stats that were in there that were slightly alarming, I guess, that consumer debt is at a 10-year high right now. And so credit card delinquencies have hit a 10-year high. And that's driven by interest rates and cost of living. It's expensive these days. And so credit card delinquencies being that high has really driven some of the interest rates. Some of the monthly payments are going up and up and up. And then the other thing I saw, there was a quote in there. Michael Hunter, who's the vice president of Epic, said the FHA mortgage portfolio delinquency rates are climbing to 11%, which surpasses the pre-pandemic level as borrowers are exiting forbearance, renewed strain, basically. So the mortgage delinquencies, especially in the FHA mortgage portfolio, are up significantly, and credit card delinquencies are also at a 10-year high. Not to be Ms. Doom and Gloom, bankruptcy is a good option to help people get a fresh start and restart. But also, if you're a lawyer and you're looking for a practice area, this is one to take a look at because, first of all, everyone says, well, when the economy is good, then you don't have any clients. Not true. People have debt and credit problems, whether the economy is good or bad. When the economy is on the downswing, then you tend to have an easier time getting clients for specifically bankruptcy work. So that's not necessarily true that you don't have any clients when the economy is technically good, because I promise you that there are a lot of people who have debt and credit problems, even when the economy is great, even if they make a lot of money, we still don't have great resources for financial literacy sometimes. And things happen, divorces happen, accidents happen, unemployment happens, and those things, no matter what your situation is, can affect you. So it's a good time to get into bankruptcy. I did want to talk about these trends before some crazy numbers get put out there. The Q1 numbers were also included in the press release, and it's Q1 of 2025 was a 10% increase in accumulation over the Q1 of 2024. So just keep that in mind, that filings are up 10% overall. But I do separate them out a lot of times between business and consumer or individual filings. And the reason for that is because most attorneys do one or the other. It's great to look at like the big picture, economic impact, that kind of thing. But if you're looking at attorneys who are doing bankruptcy work, we tend to focus on, especially even within bankruptcy, we have specialties because there's a lot to know, and it's an interesting area to be in. So that was my bankruptcy nerd alert for today. Those numbers came out this morning, and I've been itching all day until I had a break to jump on a live and talk through what the numbers look like and then how that relates to historical numbers, so that, again, the sky is not falling, unlike the stock market, but there is opportunity, and encouraging people to use the bankruptcy code the way it's intended is a great business to be in. So if you have questions, let me know. If you want to add bankruptcy, I'm here. I will help you. And it's a great practice area to be in. So have a great day, everybody. And remember, if you're watching this on YouTube, please like and subscribe, because my kids would be very mad at me if I didn't say please like and subscribe. And if you're watching on LinkedIn, I appreciate it. And I think this is also going to Facebook today, because I just like to be everywhere. Have a great day, everyone.